Good evening, this is Tenerza here, and welcome back to our Alexander Rebels campaign. And you join us outside of Pella, where the inevitable battle is about to ensue. This is a really key one, because whilst we've got lots of holdings around the former Persian Empire, they are all just a little bit precarious. This, however, is a pretty strong play as they go. Obviously, only these javelin men, but I think we should have enough to carry the day. Alexander himself is in Epidamus over there in the north, but for now, Pella looks like it will be able to fall. Fair chance they're going to try and attack us because the AO will fancy its chances. However, I think we'll be okay. Elsewhere, Asia Minor is under our control. Whilst there is a Persian fleet here with some troops, it's not very much. We definitely have enough to hold this position for the time being. We have just odd scraps of troops in this part of the world, although possibly should start sending out this spy as well. Keep on trying to cause problems. Over here in Hatra, for example, they're down to 40%. Any rebellions I get are going to be marvellous. Yeah, part of the reason I can't rely on the Persian Empire is because of this old problem. I've sent my troops from Kermana over to Persepolis, hoping to have a chance of holding off against these lads. I'm not sure about that, but we will see, I suppose. The more lads come in this direction, of course, we can stab them in the back over here at Ekbana. And of course, over by Heartbreak, yeah, we have the sad situation of trying to figure out what we can do with Dahae. Similar things going on here, really. Bactria down to 55%, 55% over here in Shak. And sadly, Siles doesn't look like it's going to be rebelling anytime soon, so I've decided to leave that and hope we get a rebel army pop out here that we can send north before they arrive. That is essentially the main play I've got going on. Now, if I could get anyone else there, that would be ideal, but I don't think I'm going to manage it, really. What I could hope for is these guys really batter themselves out against the Persian town. It might just buy me time. Even with rebels in the territory, there's a chance a few troops might pop up. It might just give me the opportunity that I need. Who knows, Who knows? We are getting some reinforcements, actually. I forgot about those chaps. They could yet be useful. Over here in Egypt, of course, we are... Well, I'm not going to try and take on Tyre. What I'm doing here is I'm getting my forces together so that we can just stand just far enough away they can't get to us. And we'll just be ready to pounce on Tyre. Basically, if this army comes this way, we'll retreat, and the ISIS forces can take Tyre, or vice versa. Something along those lines, hopefully, will come to fruition. But for now, it's probably time just to end our turn, and I suspect, one way or another, it's going to be Pella where the big battle takes place. Indeed, Captain Hippostratos is taking us on in the field. Now, his force itself isn't too strong, but that actually isn't really what I think I'm going to focus on here. I've got the opportunity, of course, to take on the men of Parmenion in the city, and those guys, I think because they're reinforcements, we can trap them as they enter for a good old javelin rain. Oh, that is probably the best way, because I don't want to face all this cav out in the field. I need to make sure... Oh, yeah, I was looking forward to the streets, to be honest, because that would have worked in our favour. But if we're going to face them in the field, it might as well be a field of javelins. So that is the way we're going to have to play this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a pretty crucial affair. I think we can all agree. Let's head in. In the distance, then, is the prize, the city herself. They are entering. We are thundering into a lovely V-shaped trap to hopefully completely bleed them dry before they even begin. Indeed, that is pretty much where we're getting at. They've just about entered the battlefield. We probably need to quickly stop and just throw in a javelin. Throw in as many javelins as you can. All of you guys, into them, into them. Yeah, we've got a few lads right in the front just to hopefully... Yeah, we've got a few routes already. That's to be expected. Throw in, throw in, throw in. You guys, likewise, just shower them in javelin rain. How is this actually going? I'm not sure it's necessarily going as nicely as I'd hope. Okay, everyone, throw in. Come on. Anytime. Yeah, they are kind of falling apart quite a lot, aren't they? How much have we lost, by the way? 27. They've lost 43. So they've lost quite a lot as well. That's pretty much what we're looking for. Yeah, the General Parmenion there is pretty much dead. It's just down to him. There he goes! In a shower of javelins. That is what we were looking for. At this point, those Hypasis over there need to get themselves javelin to death. Try and get in the back of them as much as possible. Everyone else, get on top of these cav. They pretty much need to be taken out as soon as possible. We've got so many troops here, it's ridiculous. What would you expect in this particular affair, though? I don't really know. Out in the field, this is always going to be the sort of way this would go. Right, get into the back of them. You get into the back of them. You start thundering in as well. Everyone else, just take on what you can. They are now in flight. They're officially gone. As many as possible, please. We get both generals? No. That's the other general right there, and we're not going to catch him. Bit of a shame. Bit of a shame then. Well, that's at least some of them gone. And reinforcements obviously coming in at this point. We don't have a lot left. I don't think they've all necessarily died, though. A lot of them have just fled. So hopefully we'll be okay. Right, time to reorganise. That was an absolute mess. We're now going to do this part of the battle with no more javelins. Oh dear. As you might would expect, they're going to plough straight into our front unit, but that's why we had a thin line out at the front there. Javelins are going to come in. The cav, yeah, we've got enough numbers to take them on here. They are not happy about any of this. Get on top of those Hypasis. Actually, get on top of them. Deal with the Hypasis. That's him down. And with this, we've pretty much dealt with the fiends here today. They're going to get away. Let's not worry about that. But we will mop up everything else that we can. Well, that was about as messy as you might have expected. But yeah, basically just 1 or 2 units of infantry would have made the world of difference just to eat up a bit of a charge there. But in the end, I'm fairly happy with that. And it looks like we've largely cleared out the city. We'll see how much technically got away. Yeah, barely anything at all. So, hopefully, that's pretty much the job done. And we'll see. Oh, that literally is the city. That literally is the city of Pella. Now, what do we want to do? Slave exterminate. Let's exterminate. I think that's probably the best plan. How much are we standing? Actually, we're in not the worst shape in the world here. Thought that might have been a lot worse, and we can retrain. We can retrain them, ladies and gents, which means Alexander will soon be under attack. Oh, yes. So you said get in there. He has only a few men. Only a few. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of what just happened. Absolutely demolished Halicarnassus. Of course it has, because I'm trying to send some reinforcements around. They were, in theory, going to go help out with this, but they might as well come over here at this point and help out in this part of the world. And Pella, yes, we're going to get those all reorganised and retrained. Let's just have a quick tour of the map before we do that, because I noticed there was no attack over here. Well, that very much works in my favour. We have a bit of money again, which is good. Wouldn't mind. Yeah, these cav have been pretty solid for us. I wouldn't mind using them to good effect. They're on 75. You've got 2 spies in, so we hopefully can walk in. We can't. Bit of an annoyance, but oh well. You know what? Just ladders will do. They don't have anyone to defend the gates properly anyway, so we'll just use a set of ladders. So command is likely to go, but more men arriving at Persia. We do have more money. We do have more money, so what could we do with that? On Persepolis, certainly we can get a few more men. I would probably... What would I rather have? These pelters aren't very good. They're not like the... they're not quite like the Macedonian version that we have. They're a lot stronger. What we can do, though, is potentially... Yeah, just repair what we've got here. That wasn't too expensive. That would be really, really nice if we could retrain some troops right now. Where can we train something? We can get a few the Kardakes over here, and a few more in Halicarnassus, perhaps. Right, we'll at least retrain them. At least retrain them. Start repairing things. We have a bit of money. We can, at the very least, use it for that there. Lovely. And over there, not a lot we can really do, to be honest. So we're going to get you over here. You can just wander into that position. Just so we're floating somewhere near those forces. We'll going to deliver those troops into that direction. As for this part of the world, oh my days. Oh ho 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 ho. We have some troops. Is it it's peasants. It's only peasants. Oh, I think we might have to just give it a go right here, actually. Can we get a spy in? We can't get a spy in for the gates. That's a shame, but they're not going to arrive, are they? No. They've got to get through the city anyway because of the weird geography of this game. So, we can get the rams, to be honest. It's only a basic wall. You join with him. We have swordsmen, 2 general units. Honestly, 2 general units should be enough to take on these barbarian peasants. They have silver swords, that's the only, silver shields even, that's the only thing they've got in their favour. But we can crack down Siles. Oh, I'm so excited about that. That is absolutely magnificent. There's no save scum reloading for that nonsense. No. Oh dear, that was just pure beauty right there. I think I needed a bit of luck, to be frank, when it came to Siles, because I felt so brutally hard done by last time with Heartbreak. Yeah, so I mean, this can still be Siles' town. This is still his victory. In a weird way, maybe it had to come full circle for the man whose city was named after him. We had to reclaim that for his work to truly be complete. Oh, this is so glorious. Right, we've got Exbana under siege. Persepolis, I think, might just have a chance to hold out, actually. Let's send those peasants over there. We can retrain some more in there just to hold. Even just 1 more unit would be very nice indeed. That's down to 50. Let's just get that revolting. Frankly, let's just get that to turn over down to 35. This is completely empty. Why that hasn't rebelled, I do not know. Multan is empty because there's no need for me to waste my time with rebels, with spies in there. This is going so well. The spy army is truly in full effect now. It is so glorious, and they've left this very empty considering the amount of spies we have floating around. I wouldn't mind sending them out and back in. Sometimes it does make a difference. This occasion it has not, so I won't really worry about all of that. It doesn't look like there's anything in this direction, so I'm just going to keep this guy watching that army, and you two go and watch that army. These guys will very soon flip over to us if things fall the way that we want them. This, ladies and gentlemen, this campaign, if things go our way, I think he just got killed. Yeah, if things go our way the next few turns, things could flip around very, very quickly indeed. I think you want to get these 3 over into a meter, and you are down to 20%. Oh yes, they cannot be happy here at all. So, what do I want the remainder of my money on? I would say 2 more of those units. Probably well worth it. Over in Heartbreak, we can get some swordsmen. Get the swordsmen. Get some more swordsmen onto the field. There are assassins, but honestly, I'm not even really very bothered about that. Over here, we'll just get a unit in time. We might be able to make use of him. You keep an eye on Banu, because we have pretty much got eyes on every town at this point. A few I've removed just because I had more tactical positions where I wanted to make sure I had some units. But yes, we'll grab ourselves some cav there. In fact, we don't need to repair the execution square. No need for that in our life. We will, though, get ourselves a road. That is going to be helpful. More troops coming in there. Halicon Assis is retraining, and I reckon some of the cav would be ideal. Get another spy here. And ISIS... Oh, actually, no, you can get the spies. You get 2 more spies. You get 2 more infantry. We'll repair the palisade. That's for the best. Antinope is also useless, isn't it? We'll just get another spy. That is most of our money, so I think I need to actually scrap 1 or 2 of those, because I really need to make sure I have enough money to retrain some of these men. So I'm going to start merging these together, and yeah, you can join me on the end turn where maybe something will happen, but perhaps it's more interesting what's going to happen next turn, because Siles is ready to be taken, and that is a delicious prospect. It's a new day, and Persepolis is under siege, not from the army it looked like it was going to be attacked by, mind you, but that doesn't really matter. What really matters, of course, is sending our army forward to Epidamus. Then So we're just going to make sure. It actually has open gates. Is that going to be a sensible plan? Probably not. Oh, they've got some more cav in just in time. A bit irritating, but to be expected, I suppose. Okay, we need to take them out. Unfortunately, they do have these big spikes, so it's probably not the best idea to go through an empty gate. However, we will go and grab ourselves a big pile of ladders. We'll grab a tower or two if we can. There we go. So we'll just outflank them. We'll javelin them to death on the walls. We'll go from there and hopefully be able to finish off Macedonia. Now that will be a glorious, glorious day. Sadly, the small force over here was killed, but one new army little unit has popped up to give us a few more options. So I'll happily accept those terms. These guys are going to wander over here. No movement from the army entire, at least for the moment. So no trouble there. Now it doesn't really look like we're having the rebellions that I think we're due right now, which is a bit of a shame. Now Siles. We can presumably siege this down for as long as we need. Because for the time being, I don't want to take any unnecessary risk with it. What I would like to do though is make sure that I know no more reinforcements are coming. So we'll keep our eyes on the area. That's going to be very important for us. However, we do need to just make sure that nothing stupid or untoward happens. So I'm not going to march in right this turn, but I'm a little bit perplexed as to why nothing else should just die. He just died. Nothing else is rebelled right now. It's a bit irritating. Oh well, in the meantime, Ecbatana, its gate is wide open. It's just one unit, so we'll march in, we'll exterminate that. And there's a big pile of money for the coffers. And that's probably for the better, actually, because we can make some good use of this. We can retrain. We'll repair. We might as well repair it all, actually. And we'll see what we can do from here, because if these armies are floating around, this army I don't think will win at Persepolis. The commander's not under siege yet, so the longer we can build up our forces, the better, actually. There we are. So more and more agents coming out of Persia. I'm going to go around, try and check up on a few more things, because next time we will head in to at least one of these towns, although I am tempted to just bide my time. Probably good to just get marching on as the rebels as a general rule, but perhaps a couple turns in these towns won't go amiss. Well, before we get to the end of Macedon and Dahae, I think it is time to go and defend Persepolis. We should be okay for this. They haven't got a huge amount of equipment, no general, and their units are only about as good as ours. So hopefully we will be a-okay. We have lost a little bit to attrition. Nonetheless, I think we'll be fine. Although their Hyrcanian cavalry can be a little bit irritating. As long as they don't crack down the wall with their old ram, we should be fine taking those on from a distance. They'll probably just run off at the end of the battle. Let's head in. Let's defend our Persian territory. Another day, another siege attack on Persepolis. It does feel a very familiar thing now, but I feel much more confident than I usually do. Partly because I've taken such a weird angle at all of these towers. So this ram has to get through a bit too much, I reckon, to actually make it here. But knowing very hard, there's a fair chance it will. It's a hot day though, that should make a difference. Certainly the rain seems to make a difference. It's a medieval too. Anyway, these chaps wandering over, I don't think they really have the infantry superiority to win on the walls here. So as we start burning things down, hopefully we'll find that there's only a couple ways that they're going to be able to climb up to this wall. For some reason these lads are just hanging around to get shot at this point. Likewise, these lads with the ram, having burnt it down, they seem to just be standing around waiting to get shot. Some of them seem to be facing all sorts of odd directions. But there are still some people who seem to know how to climb a ladder. Sadly for them, there's a big pile of infantry waiting for them. Whilst they are immortals, they are better than... Where are you going? This happened last time. What are they doing? Anyway, yes, whilst our lads don't know how to wall, apparently, we should be absolutely fine because we've just got sheer numbers over here. As for the rest of them, it's not going very well. This tower did make it here. I always suspected it would. But, yeah, likewise, very much surrounded. So I think we're just going to speed this one up and see how the cookie crumbles. Over in this side, the Immortals have got themselves hacked down pretty much yet to the last man. The Peltas will come up, but they really won't fare very well, I imagine. Over here, we finally have some of them climbing up on this wall. You lads would like to turn around and kill them. That would be marvellous. I think these guys are throwing their javelins. Pretty much all of them at this point. Yeah, that's basically cleared them out. So it looks like more men will eventually be coming up to these walls, but I don't think they're going to get very far here today. Most of them already got shot down, it looks like. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty simple affair, I think. But, he says, right at the death, they've decided to use the other ladders. Wow, what absolutely, I don't even know, just inventive peoples they are. Let's use the ladder to climb the walls like we're supposed to. Well done, sir. But they won't fare very well. We don't need the reinforcements at the gates, so I think we'll be fine. We actually had a small victory up on the walls. Well done. Someone gave up. Persian infantry there decided to give up the ghost, but that's pretty much the last unit that they have. So sadly for them, it's only a small, short-lived victory. And there go the cav. Officially, that is 27% to 79%. That's about as good as we can hope for, I suppose, considering we have pretty basic troops. So it's in a good position. Ekban is under siege. That's fine. Are we behind schedule? Apparently we are. 92 turns remaining. I think I set the timer to the start of Rome Total War, actually. So 270 BC as the end date for us, as the start date for that. We officially have no founding members still. Interesting. And no victory conditions. I really should have set those, but hey ho. I just want to remind myself of everyone else's diplomacy because, yeah, no one else is really at war. Dahae and Persia are, and apparently there are two protectorates of Macedonia, but doesn't look like they're going to be doing too much protecting of them because we're going to kill you first. So Macedonia over here, they also get chunked down by all of the nonsensical nonsense that is attrition and plague and death and all that stuff. As for these guys, I don't actually want them to waste their energy taking these guys on, so I do want to keep a close eye on the reinforcements, but it doesn't seem like anything is forthcoming. So we'll just get these spies back into new settlements. Normally it's a good idea just to make sure they don't go back in the same one. Often they are known in those towns. Keta has an awful lot in it, and it doesn't seem to be rebellion, which is a bit of a shame. So we'll just send a few of these over to battle. La, da, 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 da. None of these have rebelled. They are really resistant to rebellion by the looks of this, which is a bit irritating. These chaps move here. These chaps move over here. Our economy, I imagine, is going to start to collapse because we have not got enough towns to deal with all of the... actually, they're going to be our ships soon. Yeah, we haven't really got the economy to deal with all of these armies that I'm starting to pump out, but we're starting to build up some good forces. ISIS over here, they do not want to take it on. They are pretty reluctant at this stage to do so. We've got plenty of forces coming in. Azara is not very well defended, albeit we do need to get the spy back in. Yeah, that's what I just said, Thomas, about not sending them back in the same town. 55% there. Hatra and 40%. Yeah, we're doing well in these places, aren't we? We just need to keep them rebelling for a couple turns. That's normally what triggers it. So just keep on sending them on, and at least keep some good eyes on the ground. So, Susa, you're on 80. Go over to Babylon. That's on 75. Okay. Not too bad either. You go into Susa? Yeah, fine. We've got some good eyes on the ground. Not quite rebelling them at this point, but things are coming together. Over here, we need the money to retrain the forces, but they seem fairly solid for now. We're getting one more unit in. We didn't really lose very many more than 100 men in that battle, so should be absolutely fine. Right, let's tick through the turns. We're going to crack in these towns, but I just want to not play too high risk. Should be okay. At long last, we have a rebellion. Hatra has joined our side, and that is very good, because what it means is there should now be unrest in the other cities, and we might just be able to start flipping them too. Babylon's on 75. Ooh, I think that one's a tempting little cookie, isn't it? Indeed, it is. 45, and one more. Down to 40. Okay, if nothing else, they have to keep on rearranging the armies to look after these cities. This tactic is working so well indeed. I think, yeah, a few comments on my original Rome Rebel campaign was that I should have done, or I could have done more of this kind of stuff. Indeed, I don't necessarily disagree. I think, seeing as I focused on the regions that just had troops, it meant that really by the time I was getting the regions where I could only get spies, it was quite late in the game, which I did it right at the end, but until then, we didn't do any of that nonsense. So, yeah, hopefully we can get a few more rebellions. Ecbatana, I think, will be okay for one attack. We have ourselves Hatra. Now, do I want to leap out of here? Probably not straight away, but it will at least distract them. I'm not sure we're going to do too much to help this force. Might just leave them where they are. But the walls are fine, so we'll just whack up the tax rate. Very, very high. You thought freedom was good. No. No. We whack up the tax rate. Freedom comes at a price, damn it. And as for Epidamis, 4 turns until surrender. Susa is down to 30% and it was already revolting last turn. I think we might just get that one work in our favour. Ecbatana, we did manage to hold off 1 siege, but in comes a second. But the most important thing of all, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Aram over here in the city of Siles, and just a bunch of barbarian peasants who are sallying forth to take us on. These armies should join us. I think most of their troops are available as the rebels, so we will get them under our control. Oh, look, a new general up in the north. He's probably been there a fair few turns. Indeed, Isis is now under siege, but there's a big army to deal with. That Epidamus, that will also come very soon. Indeed. Oh yes, it's time to head into Siles. Finish off what we thought we got done in episode 3. Let's head in. It may not be as epic as the final stand of Dahae was supposed to be, but this is all the same a glorious, glorious day. The peasants are coming out. We're going to face them up with the peasants just to be, you know, I say fair. The main thing is to keep them distracted while we throw javelins into their flanks. That's essentially what's going to happen. Although they seem to be more distracted by the cavs, so we'll just give them a full-blooded charge if that's what they want to do. So yes, this should be a fun day of murdering Dahae peasants. Let's charge in. Kablamo! They instantly routed, and I think that's going to be the story of the afternoon here, ladies and gents. So we'll just pull out of there. We'll just get back behind the lines and we'll let them charge into the proper track, because the whole point is we've got a formation set up for them here. So let's let them come in. What are they going to do? Peasants here. Charging into peasants. Charge! Charge in, my good sirs. Charge in. We'll just hold back on the javelins for the moment. We'll hit them there. Let's just get the cav around the back. Why not? We'll give them a bit of an engagement. Might as well have a proper little fight if that's what they want to do. Cav, get yourself around here. Javelins. Yeah, they're already fed up. They're already giving up. Let's get in with the cav. They're not going to be happy. You should have surrendered. You should have joined the rebellion while you could have, my good sirs. I would have probably just released you straight back to the settlement. Let's give the javelins a job to do. Cavalry, you get yourselves out there. Out of the way. Don't worry about any of that nonsense. Oh, look, they break. You weren't supposed to break. You were supposed to die. Oh, well. You're supposed to die and be a cheap funeral. As for the final unit, they're going to get themselves javelins. So, in come the javelins! There we go. And I think we've lost like 1 unit there, but 1 man died, but that's probably fair enough. No, we continue. We continue. And they do indeed flee. We'll hunt them down. Why ever not? Charge them down to the plaza. Take out the last man. The last few men are getting chopped down as they try to make it to the plaza here. Is that it? Indeed. I wouldn't say it was heroic in itself, but the campaign has reached a heroic moment. Good old Captain Tridat. You will be, I guess, remembered. I mean, you did your job. You appeared when we most needed you. And that is the crucial thing. Where are the armies? Oh, we didn't gain very much of it. We gained a little bit over here. Okay, well, that's fine. Exterminate. We might as well. It's at the arse end of the world. We've just got ourselves a benefactor. Well, that's lovely. So, Drillmaster isn't great, but we'll take him anyway. Faction destroyed, ladies and gentlemen. Dahae are at last gone. Couple episodes late, but importantly, they have left us some troops, mainly the generals and a few of those other lads. Now, this looks like a decent enough force to go and cause some problems, actually. So over in Shak, yeah, we do have enough spies to make sure we know what we're doing here. So let's grab our men, send them all onwards down to Shak. We'll take them on in a turn or two. As for the rest of you, go over to the good old town of Bactria, which always seems to be the first whenever I play down with time lapses, the first one to rebel. Alas, not on this occasion. So they're on 90%, 75, not particularly happy. And we'll probably send one more in. What are they on now? 55. That is beautiful. Okay, so we've just got to be careful about them coming round to us. It does take them a while to get here. So we gained ourselves a few troops. Not as many as I would have liked, sadly. But we do have the end of Dahae. And now we are that little bit closer to the end game. I am going to wait out in Macedonia. If they want to take us on, they are welcome to gallop out. But they don't seem to fancy their chances. Indeed, you, sir. Are you technically part of my family tree? You're not. We don't seem to get that like we do on Rome. That's a bit of a shame. Oh well, it's not a problem, to be honest, because we all know our true leader is over here getting himself murdered inside ISIS, which I guess was always to be expected. But we are now gathering a nice force over here, and they could stand up to something should they ever come under attack. Now, I do have some boats. I would love to get over here to Ortesion, and in time we can perhaps grab some of our forces here. Now, of course, the main army that's taking on Epidamus right now is going to move on to Byzantium. That will take them out, and then we can perhaps move over to the Scythian capital and sweep our way down. Now, we do have only a tiny, tiny force. Good old Hatilda, which isn't quite his name, but I'm going to stick with it. We're going to send him down to Heartbreak. He's better off looping around that way, to be honest. We have plenty of troops this part of the world, but Hatilda could do with just a little bit to back it up. Now, as for all of this, I'm kind of in the mood for smashing up some of this. So, let's take on these guys in the field. We've got the general in behind as well. We'll be absolutely fine, but I'd quite like to go and take another city. It won't rebel for us, so let's put them under some pressure. They'll put Hatchet under siege, but we'll just keep running around and burning things. That's really the best plan for us, I reckon. So let's head in, let's take on these guys as well. City over there in the distance, the general is coming in. He's obviously the reinforcements in this battle. We're just going to try and wander over to these Persian infantry. See if we can just turn them around the hill here. They don't seem to be wanting to take us on. Don't really blame them, although they are now going to charge. Let's just get this on normal speed. Right, javelins, get in there, all infantry. Honestly, if you just charge, that'll be absolutely fine, and the cavalry's just going to get itself running up the hill. That'll work for me. I think just sheer numbers should terrify him to death at this point. So, yep, get your javelins on as well. These chaps probably actually shouldn't bother with any of that nonsense. Just stop, frankly. Yep, no more javelins. Just get on top of them immediately. They are now going to flee, which is unsurprising, but to be honest, that's fine. We'll take them on in the city in a minute. I'd rather take these guys on in the city than in the middle of the field. So at least that's them mopped up. A couple men lost, not very much, but that's cleaner than we would have done it in the city, so I'm happy enough with that. As it turns out, the gate is open, so straight in we head on to take on Amares once more. He is a bit old. He is a counter spy, unsurprising, because we've been sending millions of them in, and free experience on these chaps, but frankly, we've got enough. Let's go. Always going to be a little bit awkward to take them on the plaza here, so we're just going to run our cavalry onto the plaza, throw a few javelins in, see if we can cause a bit of chaos. They probably will cause some chaos, but if nothing else, it's going to keep them distracted. Just run over there. They seem to be doing almost a skirmish thing, but they're not actually supposed to skirmish, so just keep going. Keep going. Come on, cavalry in cities. Missile cavalry in cities at that, causing all sorts of chaos to happen. Try and get yourself over there. Apparently they are now stuck in a melee because those 6 men ran forward. Okay, let's pull them out of the way. That's going to distract them. Let's get them. Let's get the infantry over here. Yeah, let's get the infantry out like this. That'd be good. And then get the javelins to come throw in. That's what we want. Start running in now. Start running in. Other cav, General Cav, you get yourself over here. And let's start actually running into them just to charge in, keep them distracted. Actually, no, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out. Good. Right, the General's wandering around. Okay, now we should be charging into the back, I reckon. Don't charge him! What are you doing? Okay, they're all routing instantly, which is a bit ridiculous, if I'm honest. Because, frankly, the numbers are so great, it is insane. Just hack the General down. He's right there. My General needs to pull out. Or my other cav needs to pull out. General, don't do that! Don't do that! This is just everyone running away. Absolute nonsense. Truly is insane sometimes playing as the rebels, because we've barely done any damage at all thus far. These cav can come back over here. Why are they running at them? I literally just told you to throw a javelin. Like, just stand there and throw a javelin. It's not complicated, my good sir. My General runs away because apparently it's completely impossible to just, I don't know, hold when you've got about 50,000 times more men than the enemy. So, charge in and kill that General, for Pete's sake. It's not hard. This guy, come over here. Get yourself into battle. Run around the back. Take on the General. General seems to have chased us all the way out here, so we should probably just get on with, you know, killing him. You know those javelins you've got? Yeah, use them. There you go. Seems to be doing the job much better on this occasion. Galloping. Oh, they've run in again. Why do they throw one and then charge? At least they killed the General this time. Ah, chariots. Chariots and Rome Total War. They are truly a horrendous mess. We've still got men running around the plaza as they're getting themselves stabbed. Ridiculous. Okay. Okay. What can we do to make sure we actually win this? Because this really should not have been difficult. Let's go and get all of these guys in over here. Some infantry, please. And some cavalry as well. Let's try it again. Right, time for the second round of this, which should be a little bit less nonsensical. Get your javelins in, get your javelins in. Cav, get around the back, please. General, throw in your javelins as well. Hopefully at this point they should get the idea. They've broken. No, they're dead. I really should just let them die at this point. But, yeah, it is kind of a ridiculous mess, this battle, isn't it? General's going to get a little bit of a charge in, pull out of there, and the javelin should finally do their job. This has been far much more of a faff than it needs to be. This is why I've been careful with the other battles, by the way, because sometimes when you play as the rebels, this is just what happens. Everyone gives up immediately. So, yeah, we'll just let the javelins finish them off as much as possible. Got some javelins from the generals here as well, or we'll probably just charge them down. That'll do the job. Okay, average victory. Yes, I'd call it average at best. I would say cripplingly awful victory, but we've done the job. We've exterminated. Gives us more money, more land, all of that nonsense. And it should at least cause a little bit more of a crippling effect to Persia, who I'm almost certain we now have more land than, by the way. How much do we have? 17 regions. Well, they had about 16 at the start of the episode, so definitely down on that. As for this army, okay, they have good experience, but they're not particularly great. What I need to do now then is retrain some of my armies before we have the finale for today, which of course will be to take on Alexander. The day has come, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Alexander to fall. He sits there in his final city of Epidamnus, and indeed he does not have an awful lot to defend him. 65 of the phalangists, silver chevrons on them. They will be annoying, as will the cav, but we've got enough javelins here to absolutely bury the whole nation. Indeed, that is what we are going to do. So, as you can see here, the world is starting to turn a beautiful rebellious grey, but this will be a great scalp. Two factions in one episode. Oh, I do serve up a treat for you, ladies and gentlemen. But first we do need to actually make sure we win. So best we make sure we do. He is a drunkard. Frankly, in this lifetime, he's 42 and never really left Macedonia, so he's not quite the faction leader he perhaps was in history. Let it in. Let's slaughter him. Into formation then, a loose formation of a few units at the front, just to try and eat any particular charge that comes in, but of course it will mean that we can start to wrap around as soon as we get an opportunity. You're supposed to go and grab the tower. Go and grab the tower, please, and we'll make sure that the tower's on and we can use it to shoot a few ballista shots or arrows, whatever it is it's going to do. So, Mr. Tower is now on. You come over here. You might as well come and support us. Come on, Mr. Tower. Come and join the party. Now, what are they going to do? They're just going to stand here. Suddenly, at the moment, they're standing there. Don't really know why. At some point, they've got to come out. I think because the spies have opened the gates, they actually don't want to come out at all, which is kind of funny. We could just let the timer tick down, but I think we do need to go and kill Alexander properly. So perhaps we do need to come in and actually fight this. I guess we should. Okay, if that's the case, then we will run this guy over here. We'll run this guy over here. And we'll just maybe send these front rows in. Should we send the swordsman? I'll tell you what we can do. Those guys in time are going to work their way up there. Might see it burn down, but it is at least keep them distracted if they've got to return a couple of different ways. It is raining now because the gods, yes, praise the gods, the rain has come to protect our towers. So these guys are going to pretend to climb up. These guys are going to actually climb up. And as they do that, the rest of them are going to waltz on forward and not get shot down by here. As soon as they wander over, we'll walk in the back and we'll throw javelins in their faces. That's pretty much the plan here. It's a rainy, horrible old day in, well, where are we now? I don't know, Macedonia, I guess. Modern Macedonia, possibly. I don't really know, to be honest. Anyway, at any rate, it's time to start running in. These guys are here. These guys might as well stop. That works for us. This is now under our control, which is marvellous. And at this point, let's pick a few of these lads to line up at the gate here. Throw some javelins in. Probably, to be honest, should get themselves into that kind of a position. And at this point, since these guys probably should get their way up here, they can go and do the same. So you guys go and do that. They're not going to last very long. Just keep throwing javelins. You guys keep throwing javelins. And between the two piles of javelins, they'll be absolutely fine. These guys seem to have got confused at what I was telling them. Oh no, they haven't. I told them to do nothing. Yay! This is working out. We actually managed to kill the phalangists with our javelins. Perfect. And they're all dead as well. But that went very, very swimmingly indeed. What's left? Just the general? Indeed. Indeed, it's the general. And I think one of a unit of cav. So we'll have to turn down the timer and start wandering on forwards. It's a rainy old day and oh dear, Alexander. Look at the men organise themselves, lines and lines of javelins, who of course are soon going to march on forwards. We'll just group these guys up. That will be marvellous. Get the barbarian lads in behind. Where can you guys... Oh, they started charging. Right, all missiles. Back onto javelins. A few of you didn't have any. Yeah, back onto javelins, please. So those infantry are getting themselves killed. And now it's time to throw in all the javelins in the world. Come on, javelin him to death. That's the plan. Anytime. Anytime. There we go. That really didn't happen, did it? Well, they're gradually being javelined. All units, grab him, javelin him, kill him, murder him. We're doing a very good job of throwing in the javelins. I think we're mainly killing our own troops, but it's fine. The sheer weight of it all will just overwhelm him in time. He's down to 35. Don't think we've really done anything at this point, but you know, slowly chunking away. Don't think there's an awful lot Alexander can do, to be honest. Look at the sheer weight of javelin men here. It's absolutely insane. Alexander flees the field of battle. Is he going to get javelined in the back like he always deserved? Perhaps not. General, get back here. General, stay alive. There's only ever 5 of you anyway. You've still got missiles left. The whole of the group that I sent there, obviously. Let's send yourselves back. Oh, he's back already. He's back already. Just throwing what you got. You guys. Kill him! Down he goes! Alexander is gone. Oh, yes. Now, actually, you guys, just hold off. Hold off, hold off, hold off. General, get yourselves out of there. Right, missiles, please. Right. Anyone else trying desperately to run in to murder him? No one else. Throwing your javelins, that's what you're good at. Okay. I think at this point it's just a case of everyone going mental, throwing what you got, murder them all. Okay, we obviously lost a few men here. We didn't really need to do anything. We could have hung around outside at the time and go down. But, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. The infantry didn't actually hold even for more than half a second. But there we go. Rome demands victory. The Olive Malteser demands victory. And this is his victory. Victory over Alexander. And hopefully I had the version of the files here where this doesn't end the game. And Alexander has been taken out with the great words of Callisthenes ringing in our ears. The son of Zeus has been murdered. Exterminate. With that, Abraham has become one of us. Faction of Macedon has been destroyed. Oh my, oh my. Okay, quite a few big affairs over at Sparta in the early days, but we have managed somehow with these few men and all the javelins in the world to pounce our way out. We have more men appearing actually outside Byzantium. In time we will take that over as well. Oh yes, this has been a really glorious little day for us as the rebels, isn't it? Episode 3 was full of so much disappointment, but yes. The only main thing I'm worried about right now is good old Mithridates over here. Cass's grandfather, of course, who is in a little bit of trouble. But next time, Epidamus obviously has a big pile of troops that needs to get rolling onwards to Byzantium. Perhaps in time we can find some infantry. That would be lovely, to be honest. I should probably be fielding them from over here. In fact, yes, there are a couple of them, so perhaps they can make their way in this direction. I am picking up some troops, so perhaps I could drop some off as well while I'm doing all of that. So ISIS needs a little bit of watching over. As for Egypt, Egypt is looking solid enough. We at least now, we might have just about run out of money, but we're going to have a full stack before we do. We've got a few random rebellions in the middle. Nothing we're going to be able to hold on to, but they're causing some chaos. If nothing else, we have more boats. That's nice. Make some use of that. The economy doesn't really exist. It exists upon plunder by and large, but plunder is great all the same. So Susa is rebelling again. We're just going to keep on with the little merry dance of sending people across from one city to the other, just to make sure that they rebel when we want them to. That's marvellous. So yes, Ecbatana back under siege, as you might well expect, but of course the main thing today really was that Siles fell, and we were really looking forward to that particular eventuality. Next time Shak will fall under our control as well. We'll have to try and deal with these Persian forces, but hopefully what we can do is undercut them. Certainly looks like the gates will be open here, so Banu will fall as well. Bactria, they'll have to make themselves a choice about, and for the rest of this, well, there are some half-empty cities, and there are some cities on mine which keep on batting them back. I think, ladies and gents, next time we will see us start to push through the northern barbarians. We'll find it's just Persia left, I reckon. And Persia, well, they're going to put up a fight at some point, but we've certainly got a few positions of strength now. This could really be a really interesting little climax to this campaign. But for now, I will leave you. I'm Thomas, this is Tenosa Human, and this has been our Alexander Rebels campaign. Now, with no Alexander. Thank you, and goodbye. No! Not again! How did you lose to the archers? Anyone who's already got children, they've just been killed. Filthy pilchards, the lot of you. Oh, Steve! You were the best of all the Steves. Rum pum pa 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 pa.